I'm obviously a nobody, and you people don't know who I am, but I have some points I would like to address on obviously Jesus' racist issue, also with Mr. Eds and Hard 8 Times. I feel that there are things that are being left out that are clearly significant, and the way people are thinking and addressing these situations are just completely wrong, and it's not being executed in the proper manner. First off, I do not think in any way or form Jesus is a racist. I get it, the word was used and I quite probably offended, and even if it didn't offend, maybe it was just the chance just to try to knock a YouTuber down, but it obviously some way, some form offended Hard 8 Times. Now, I can see why that would offend someone. Sometimes Africans don't like that term, and I would have no idea. I'm of Caucasian descent. I have no ethnic background where there's a name that would be addressed and associated with me, and that's why I can clearly at least I can only imagine how it would be for a black person to get called that. And some people are like, oh, well, they've just been called that since forever, it's nothing. Well, some people really do take offense to that. It doesn't, I wouldn't know because I'm Caucasian. There's no term that would really even define me. So it's not as big of a matter for me as it could be to somebody else. But I think, and when deeming someone as the homophobic word, the F one, I won't say it because I totally for gay rights and I think it's wrong when people even use this. I completely disagree with whomever, I forgot if it was Hard 8 Times that said the context is being used in a completely different way, or if it was Jesus that said something about if you say the word you're a homophobe. I don't recall. But that word should not be used, even if it is just using it as a joke or in any slight term. It is completely irrelevant. And Jesus, I heard you say, oh, what are you supposed to do? Forget a word completely out of your mind, you're never going to think of it, blah, blah, blah. I completely understand what you're talking about with that. But that word, especially with everything that is going on right now with gay marriage, gay rights, that is something completely major. Black people got over slavery. Black people, slavery's done. They got their civil rights. They're fine. That's great. Good and dandy. But then you're bringing a gay person or a lesbian or anyone like that, and you're using that word is completely wrong. It should not be used in that manner. I completely disagree, because it is so much harder for them to be socially accepted right now. And you're not socially accepting somebody when you call someone that is a joke, even if you don't mean it. Their feelings are getting hurt because they are knowing that's being in reference to them. So if you're saying, oh, you're then you mean that in the way that they're odd. That's the way that word is used in most cases. Well, then when a person who is actually a homophobic person and someone doesn't agree with the way they are, and someone calls them that, well, then you're calling them odd, and technically they're socially acceptable too. So that's why I completely don't find that word appropriate to be used in any case, any scenario, any which way and form. I'm not saying forget it out of your minds, but that's wrong. It should not be used as a joke. That should not be used as a term to just call one of your friends, call someone as when you're talking crap. I don't feel that that word should be even used in the proper vocabulary, because that just shows that you're an uneducated person and that you have no wide range of vocabulary, that you have to undermine yourself and take something so discriminating and hurtful that can hurt somebody else, even though it's not going to hurt you because it has no effect to you, but somebody out there in this world has an effect to it. Now, the whole race issue. One, Jesus is not a racist. Everybody uses the N-word. Not everybody, I shouldn't say that because I don't use it. But people do use the word. It's known. It's fact. It's always been like that. Yes, is it offensive to some people? I get it. Yeah, I totally understand that that's your culture. You don't want to be harassed or anything like that. Totally agree. But then, when you're going to create a whole debate about it, there's no need for that. Especially with the whole KKK Skype thing. That's just ridiculous. That's calling for attention. That's unnecessary. But, I mean, people use it in everyday slang. And I don't want to be deeming myself as someone like this, but I saw Hard8Ball's video, and it just, the beginning of it would just, his introduction and his intro and all that would just say someone, and it would just say that someone would be he deems himself as that kind of person, that saying it's socially acceptable for him to call his friends that word, but then when a white person says it, it's completely different. I don't know. I am not personally friends with him. I have no idea. I don't even know the guy. But that's how black people are. They will say, oh, that white person, they're racist, they use that word. But then when another fellow African says it, it's used as slang. So it's a teeter-totter. You really can't debate that. Now, when Mr. Red said about it should be used in, I believe he said science, like if your science teacher or something, your professor, something about science, so the professors, there's only one place that word is even acceptable to me, and that is school. There's no, why do you feel the need you should just call someone that outside of anything? School, yeah, literature and history, you need to know. Science, you have no need for it. Math, you have no need for it. You have no need to use that word in those terms. So there should be no account for the word. I think it's completely wrong that both of you, I tend to say, in my actuality, both of you are completely wrong, because Hard8Ball is just looking for a fight, it seems, and then Jesus is giving satisfaction by having a fight. I do not think Jesus is racist, but you both are completely wrong and completely making yourself sound uneducated when you use those words. There's so many words in this English language. You can go make up your own language for all I care. There's so many other words you could choose besides having an easy N word and the F word like that. That's so wrong, and someone is getting offended. It might not be you, you might think it's funny, but someone's feelings are getting hurt. If you were that person on the other line, you would not want to be getting that feeling. So I think it's wrong. I think this whole racist war is stupid. Hard8Ball just needs to stop, because that's just not even, it's not even relevant. It has nothing to do with anyone. I mean, yes, I know people get mad, they say things they don't mean, but it's just, get over it. That's all I'm trying to say, is just get over it. It's used. It was used many times before you and many generations before you. You are not going to be the next Martin Luther King Jr. We're going to just go attack everyone for using that word. No. That you have your rights. It will always be around. That word is never going to go away. So it's pretty much just socially accepted. Do I think it's wrong that Jesus was using it in that context? Yes. There is no correct context to use that word, and there's no correct context to use the F word, deemed to a homophobic person. I think it is completely wrong. There's other words to choose from, and both of you just really need to look at the bigger picture, because it's just childish games right now, and both of you are just sounding like uneducated people, and it's not worth anyone's time. Thank you.